Hey guys, Nishquik here. So this video is definitely gonna go up around the end of the year, and I'm filming this even before Christmas time, but this is just kind of like a final 2023 thank you video slash highlights of Nishquik Pop's video. It's just a big bundle of everything all in one video, because I was planning to make a video where I was like, here are the games from my backlog which I completed and I enjoyed, and here are the games from 2023 which I completed and I enjoyed, plus here's another Nishquik Pop's highlights video with like funny moments, plus here's plans for next year. I was gonna make them all separate videos, but I realized I don't want to do that because that's exhausting and tiring and time consuming, and I'm busy with other things. Yeah, so everything's gonna happen in just one video, and I'll timestamp everything, and yeah, I just wanted to kind of like make a year in review of my channel and the stuff I've been doing with the channel and gaming and all that, because I've been seeing all these Nintendo Switch, PlayStation, Steam year in the reviews and all that, and I'm like, the channel has grown quite a bit this year. I started off, let's see, I think it was 160 something subscribers in January of 2023. And now, we recently, just with the new Persona 3 Reload video that I made, we recently crossed 1,200 subscribers, 1.2k subscribers. So to everyone watching this video who is subscribed, who is part of the Nishquik Pops community and family, thank you all so much. I didn't even consider the fact that I would reach 1,000 subscribers this year. But I will say, two games really helped quite a bit with that. Going back and looking at which videos got me the most subscribers, it was definitely the Legend of Zelda videos and the Xenoblade Chronicles videos. And yeah, this year has been fantastic for video games. Of course, with the Game Awards, we saw all these amazing games nominated. A lot of games won amazing game awards, rightfully so. But I don't think I'll ever have a year like this. For me personally, it was great. I got a new mainline Legend of Zelda game, like a full-length Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, 140 hours spent in that game. And I got pretty much a new Xenoblade Chronicles game as well with Future Redeemed, which capped off Xenoblade 3 and really put it up as one of my favorite games of all time. And I got Spider-Man 3. You guys might know I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. Wait, you guys can even... yeah, you can see the poster over there, right? It's right there. Spider-Man No Way Home, right there. But yeah, I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. So Spider-Man 3 was great. Hi-Fi Rush. I never talked about this game on the channel, but another thing you guys can see over there, that's my guitar. I play guitar sometimes. It's been a while since I played, but that's another like big hobby of mine outside of content creation and gaming. Hi-Fi Rush was a very like, it was almost like the game was made for me. I loved it so much. I really, really vibed with that game. And my biggest regret ever is I played that game on Game Pass, and I never bought the game because my Game Pass subscription ran out and I didn't renew it, because that was like the only game I played on Game Pass this year. And I loved it so much, so I'm gonna buy it on Steam sometime and replay it, because that was a highlight, standout game for me. Sea of Stars as well. I really enjoyed Sea of Stars. It was really, like, I wouldn't say it was simple, because I don't think it was simple. I really enjoyed it. I love the environments, I love the art style, I love the puzzles. I sometimes joke with some of my friends that Sea of Stars had better Zelda dungeons than Tears of the Kingdom did. That's a joke, by the way. Don't take that too seriously, it's a joke. But anyways, Sea of Stars was fantastic, I loved it. The story was alright. It was not really bad or not amazing like Chrono Trigger or anything, but I do want to talk about that in a dedicated video, because this is kind of a nice segue into my backlog games, but I don't want to do that just yet. Basically, I did play Chrono Trigger this year. I loved Chrono Trigger, but I never made a video on it because I promised so many people I would make a video on it, and I never did. So I want to kind of combine Sea of Stars with a Chrono Trigger review sometime in the future, so we'll see when that happens. But one more game I want to talk about from this year was Final Fantasy XVI. and like leading up to the game, I think you guys might remember I was a little like upset with some things regarding that game. That's whatever. I played the game, I liked it a lot more than I thought I would, and then I wrote this massively long review of the game. I recorded the video and I started editing it, and it's going to be a long review. And then the DLC came out and I was like, I already planned for this review to come out next year, and I will still have it out sometime next year. But do I want to wait for the DLC to finish off? Like, I don't know. I'll think about it. But all in all, it's funny because I wrote that review, recorded that review, started editing it. But the more I think about Final Fantasy 16, the more I, like, think, hey, that game was pretty good. Like, I had criticisms of it. I had things I didn't like, actually didn't really like. But overall, it was fantastic, and, like, I think about especially boss fights of this year. Demon Dragon is obviously, like, #1. That's one of my favorite boss fights ever. It's, like, really up there in Zelda boss fights. It's really up there in, like, final bosses for me. I love Demon Dragon, but there are some boss fights in 16 that just blew me away. I was, like, enthralled at, of course, Titan was amazing, but, like, Bahamut just blew me away. Absolutely just fantastic boss fights in that game. So I'm really excited to see what the DLC is like. So, was that all the new games I played this year? It's funny, I did not play Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Remember that video where I said I am not happy with how Nintendo is not including the multiplayer with this or whatever? I stuck to what I said. I did not buy Mario Wonder, and I don't know when I'm going to play it, and that kind of leads me into something else I want to talk about with future content, but let's talk about backlog games first, because this was a great year for backlog games. The big standouts were Tales of Arise. Absolutely loved it, and you guys saw my review of it. If not, you guys should check out that review. Fantastic game. It was a game that I needed at that time. It was like, I played it during the summer. The summer was alright. It was a little stressful and busy with a lot of stuff going on, but I just needed a game to kind of just unwind, get into a fantasy world where things are just nice and good and the characters are fun. I just needed that kind of vibe because I felt it with games like Xenoblade, but Xenoblade's done. I experienced it a bit with Final Fantasy VII Remake way back in the beginning of the year, but that game was done and I have to wait again for Rebirth. So I was like, hey, this game, Tales of Arise, high budget, polished, amazing JRPG, how about I give it a shot? I was just like, oh, I'll play it. I got it on Steam a few years back. I'll play it, see what it's all about. It ended up being like one of my favorite JRPGs I played, so that was a highlight backlog game. The other one that really stood out from this year was Live Alive, or Alive Alive. I call it Live Alive. That, to me, is one of the most unique RPGs I have ever played in my life. It is so unique, so special, and so just... it just really stands out in the 2D pixel art JRPG genre that we get so often. Like, of course, you got, like, all these Team Asano games that look amazing, but Live Alive was... I guess I will say this, the more I talk about it, the more I might give away. But I'll say the story was something that I did not expect to really enjoy because it's kind of disjointed stories, but it has one of the best end games that I've ever experienced in a video game. So that is another video I want to make next year. The end game of Live Alive. If you know about it, don't say it too much in the comments, but I do want to talk about how fantastic the last few hours of that game are. I'm looking at my shelf right now, and I see Dark Souls 3. Absolutely wow. I love From Software games, and I loved Elden Ring last year. I love Bloodborne. I always had Dark Souls 3 in my backlog, but I just never touched it. And that was kind of like my game I was just playing off and on before Tears of the Kingdom came out. I was like, oh, I need a game to just keep me busy before Tears of the Kingdom comes out. And it was Dark Souls 3. And then, of course, Tears of the Kingdom came out. forgot everything. I dropped everything. But then this summer, I picked it back up again. And by the time I put it down, by the time I finished the DLC, I was exhausted. I was literally exhausted. But some of those boss fights will just be unforgettable because of the difficulty and how much I like really just pushed with those boss fights. Wow. Yeah, amazing Souls game. I loved it so much. Fire Emblem Echoes Shadows of Valentia is another standout game from the backlog. I loved Echoes quite a bit. I wouldn't say it was the perfect, most seamless, smooth experience though, and I want to go into detail on that. I'm teasing a lot of videos for next year, and I don't know if I'll make all of them, so I don't know if I should make all these promises, but I do want to make a video on Echoes. Something along the lines of like how I learned to love this game, because the game has an amazing story, amazing characters, one of the best OSTs in all of Fire Emblem, but the gameplay was, whew, it took a while to kind of like get back in the mood of classic Fire Emblem versus like modern Fire Emblem with Engage, Three Houses, and even Awakening. So that was an experience all to itself. And speaking of the learning to love kind of videos I want to make, before Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, I will talk about the original Final Fantasy VII. After 3 failed attempts, I'm currently playing the original FF7 right now, and it is an experience, and it is what it is. That's all I'll say that. Like I said, I'll make a video on it before Rebirth, explaining all my thoughts surrounding it. And like I said, the theme is kind of learning to love these games. And I don't really dabble into negative reviews like that, so I want to kind of have a little more critical approach to this, because that's what I'm planning to do with Final Fantasy XVI and those 2 games that I mentioned. And it's not that I'm going to be like entirely critical, because I don't hate any of these games, but it's going to be like how I had some issues and how those issues turned into like me having fun with the game. So I'm excited to make those videos. And speaking of like future videos for next year, I think you guys might have noticed that I always talk about in videos, I always say like, if you enjoy the videos, if you enjoy Nintendo and JRPGs, hit the like button, subscribe, all that, right? I always brand myself as Nintendo and JRPGs, or Nintendo and RPGs. Mostly JRPGs, because that's what I enjoy the most, that's what I play. Because I haven't played games like Baldur's Gate 3 this year. I don't play like the Elder Scroll games or the Fallout games, which are also RPGs. I prefer the Japanese role-playing games like Xenoblade, Final Fantasy, Tales of, Persona, all that. But the Nintendo part is the biggest thing that I want to talk about right now, because at the start of this year, I was very heavy into Nintendo stuff, talking about the Switch, Switch 2 a little bit, a lot of Zelda stuff, and then of course Xenoblade is there, but Xenoblade is kind of the overlap with Nintendo and JRPGs. And I noticed over this year, I love the Switch. Switch is my favorite console that I have, but I really just fell into that JRPG, like, black hole. And I was like, there's so many games on my backlog, and most of them are JRPGs, and those are the games that I am mostly playing, even on my Switch. I realized I wasn't playing many Mario games. I realized I wasn't even really excited that much for Mario Wonder or Mario RPG. Mario RPG looks interesting. I might give that a shot. I'll see how I feel about that. And even outside of those franchises, I realized, like, what other Nintendo things do I talk about? I don't talk about Pikmin. I don't really care about Pikmin. I'm sorry to the Pikmin fans. Maybe I'll play them one day. I'll try, maybe. I don't really care about Animal Crossing that much. Luigi's Mansion, I guess. Star Fox, I like one game. Metroid is the big one. I've talked about Metroid a handful of times this year, and when Prime 4 does come out, when Prime 4 is talked about more, I will talk about Metroid, but my point is, I'm not necessarily losing touch with Nintendo, but I feel like the content that I like to make now is more JRPG focused, but that doesn't mean I don't like Nintendo, because next year is a light year for Nintendo, but I can tell it's going to be big. They're keeping some things at bay, because like the whole like elephant under the room or in the room kind of thing is we might most likely get a new Nintendo console next year. So whenever the Switch 2 does get announced, when it's talked about, whenever there's Nintendo Directs, I will talk about it. I will share my opinion. I will share what I feel about Nintendo and all that stuff going on, because Nintendo is what I care about the most, what I love the most in the end, but right now I'm just more in a JRPG mood. So to the people who are watching who are looking forward to Nintendo stuff, it'll come, it'll be there as well, but I'm just really, right now especially, I'm in a mood for turn-based games in particular, especially Persona, because Reload is coming out very soon and I'm very, very excited for that. And I'm kind of glad I did this, I'm being honest, because I wanted to kind of diversify myself. I didn't want to be pigeonholed in just Nintendo. I didn't want to be pigeonholed in just Zelda or just Xenoblade. I didn't want to be like, I realized during the summer was the best time for the channel in terms of views and subscribers and engagement and all that. And then I realized, I was like, I don't want to be just the Zelda and Xenoblade guy, because I feel like that myself, and I love it. That's who I am, and I really like own it. I really like just love that about myself, that I love Zelda and Xenoblade. But in terms of content, I didn't want that to be the only content I make. So I'm glad that you guys seem to be enjoying videos like the Tales of Arise video, which was a really fun video to make. And like even some of the Metroid videos were doing pretty decently well on the channel. But yeah, I want to now give a shout out to some of my favorite videos on the channel. Let's go to my YouTube studio and just go down that list. So let's go all the way to the beginning of the year. I'm gonna shout out some of my favorite videos and okay, let's see, the beginning of 2023. Oh wow, okay, this was great. You guys remember the February Nintendo Direct? I think that is tied with the February 2022 Nintendo Direct for being my favorite Nintendo Direct of all time. Because February 2022, we got Xenoblade 3's announcement, and if you go like very, very far back on the channel, you'll find my reaction to the very first Xenoblade 3 trailer. I have it there.
Yes! 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 Yes, we got it! We got it! When's it coming out? When's it coming out? September!
But wow, this reaction to the Future Redeemed first look, when we saw Shulk and Rex, like, I'm not joking when I say, like, I almost forgot how to speak. Like, I didn't know what to say in that moment. I was utterly speechless when I saw that. Guys! Shit! Oh my god!
Volume 3 of the Xenoblade
Guys, that's the founders! That's the founders! That's how. It was one of the greatest reactions I've ever had to anything ever, and I'll never forget that moment. Even the Metroid Prime Remastered reaction, just wow. Like, I didn't know what to feel, what to think. During the end,
original Metroid Prime game is remastered on Nintendo Switch.
oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Whoa.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! It's real! It's real! This looks so good!
And I'm so excited to have more reactions like that to things, especially for Metroid Prime 4 and other games in the future, whatever Monolith Soft makes. I'm very excited to react to things like that. This video here, the Xenoblade Chronicles 3 DLC is 100% a prequel, and here's why. That was my first theory video. I was in the shower one day, and I was just thinking about that trailer. I was like, there's so many things here, and I always wanted it to be a prequel, and like all these theories are like coming to life in just this 15-second video. I need to sit down and talk about it. And that 15-second trailer and those like quick thoughts I had in the shower turned into a 38-minute long video of me rambling about my theories of what the DLC is going to be. And a lot of it wasn't like, of course, like it's a theory video, not all of it is going to be true, but I'm really happy with how that video turned out, and a lot of it was kind of on point, so kudos to me on that. This kind of series of videos I did in April leading up to, it was March and April leading up to Future Redeemed, and I was kind of really almost rushing them out because I felt like, oh, when is Nintendo dropping the trailer for the DLC? When's the DLC coming out? I did this series of who are the founders, because I knew, like, from that video, from that trailer, we were like, we're getting the founders. So I did a series on who are each of the founders, who are Cassini and Reed, who are Rhodes and Ortiz, and who are Vandam and Doyle. That was a really fun series of videos to make. That kind of kick-started me into, like, making Xenoblade videos and meeting other people within the Xenoblade community, so that was a lot of fun to do. And then I hit 500 subscribers shortly after. I reacted to the amazing Tears of the Kingdom trailer, which I loved. Seeing Ganondorf there was amazing.
Witness a king's revival and the birth of his new world.
Oh, yes! Oh my god, it's him!
And some Zonai related Tears of the Kingdom theories. The Shulk and Rex video, that was a very fun video to make. Fun meaning like it was like almost a very like emotional video to make because of so much that we experienced in Future Redeemed with these characters and how it was such a very natural progression for them from like what we saw in Xenoblade 1 and 2 to Future Redeemed, so I love that. That is my second highest video in terms of views on the channel, 13,000 views, and to everyone who's watched that video, thank you so much. It's one of my favorites that I've ever done. Also, I want to shout out The Legend of Zelda Moments I Will Remember Forever. That video didn't really do well, but I enjoyed making that video because it was like a, hey, we're so close to Tears of the Kingdom, here's some moments that I love the most about the Zelda series. So that was great. And whoa, all the Tears of the Kingdom content. My first reaction, the awesome collab I did with Ed from Triforce Trends. Thanks for joining twice on the channel, by the way. Oh yeah, this reaction to the reviews. This Tears of the Kingdom reviews prove that AAA gaming development, yeah, that video has some of the craziest, most interesting comments in the comment section, and I just had a field day just laughing at some of those comments, so that was fun. And here is the video that has the most views on my entire channel. I'm worried about the future of the Zelda series. And that was a video I just made on a whim. One day I just sat down and just kind of blurted it out. I was just like, hey, here's how I feel after playing like 30 hours of Tears of the Kingdom. Here's how I feel, honest to God, here's how I feel. And there was like very minimal editing to it because I just wanted to put it out there. And even the thumbnail is very minimal, but wow, somehow it just kind of blew up, and that's amazing. And I got a lot of subscribers from that, so I'm very thankful to you all for watching that video, and it still gets views to this day, so that's nice to see. Oh, this oh, this video was a lot of fun to make. The magic behind the music of Xenoblade Chronicles. Because my friend came over, we unboxed the Trinity set together because it was his box, but we saw a lot of stuff inside of there, and he was like, hey, you should make a video on this. And I was like, I wasn't considering it, but I'll do that. And that was a really wholesome video to make, because especially of how much I love the OSTs in Xenoblade. And editing wise, that was tough. That took an entire weekend worth of editing. Those are just some videos that I wanted to highlight and be like, thank you for watching those specific videos. Those are some of my favorite videos that I made on the channel, and I will hopefully make videos similar to those and make some content that you guys will most definitely enjoy. So thank you all so much for an amazing 2023. Hey guys, this is Nishquik from the future, and I can't believe I forgot to talk about literally two of the most important videos to me on the channel that I made this year. One is a super fun video that was in the works for like 2 months, and it is the Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword video. Why does Skyward Sword get so much hate? That is straight up one of the most fun videos I've ever made, because I was just fooling around, making a fool of myself, because I recorded the audio and then I realized how like I just sounded like a really angry Skyward Sword fanboy, and I was like, why don't I just turn this into like a comedic skit kind of thing? And honestly, I really liked and I really enjoyed how that turned out, so I want to make more videos in the style of this. So if you guys enjoyed that, be on the lookout for more videos kind of like that in the new year. The second one is a very special video. It is probably, I gotta say, it is the most personal video I've made on the channel, and it is the one about Rex from Xenoblade Chronicles 2. It's called something like Rex from Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is an inspiration to me. In that I talk about how basically Rex is my favorite protagonist in Xenoblade, and how his journey and his personality really resonates with me, and how I really relate to a lot of Rex's growth and how he is like, especially in Xenoblade 2. And yeah, that was a very wholesome video to make, and the support on that video really meant a lot. So definitely check those out, and I cannot believe that I forgot to mention those in this video. But before I close out, I want to do something similar to what I did for my 1000 subscribers special. So at closing out the 1K subscribers special, I had some shout outs for various content creator friends and various content creators who were around the same kind of niche that I was, content that I enjoy, like I genuinely enjoy their content, and also people who are like smaller scale content creators, like less than 1,000 subscribers, or recently hit 1,000, or in that kind of like less than 10K threshold, you know? And there's a lot that I shouted out in my 1K special, but there's a lot that I didn't talk about then, and I just also made a lot of new friends in that span of time. So I want to shout out a few more people, and like everyone I met on Twitter, YouTube, Discord, thank you all for making this year just an amazing year. I'm really thankful I met all of you guys and talked to all of you guys, because it's not every day you find gaming fans who are into the same games as us. So I'm very excited to make more memories with you guys. So without further ado, let's talk about some of these people. First of all, I want to shout out my buddy Samuel Talks About Games. So you guys know me, I'm a Nintendo fan. I love my Nintendo Switch. I personally didn't think I would meet someone like who is that really into Nintendo and all that stuff as I am. Sammy, as we call him, is like, he is the Nintendo guru. And yeah, he makes awesome videos about not only Nintendo Switch, Metroid, Zelda, Mario, and all that. He also is dabbling into some JRPGs, and like the biggest series that he's gotten into this year is the Yakuza franchise, and that's a franchise that I don't know when I'll get into, because I have like Yakuza Trails, so many other series that I want to get into, but I'm sure he'll be making more videos on Yakuza in the future, but he's got a really good Yakuza video on his channel already. And if you guys are into like Nintendo Switch speculation, Nintendo Switch 2 theories and all that stuff, and like the future of series like Zelda, Mario, Metroid, he's your guy to go to. Give him a subscribe down below and check out his videos. Mad Kaiser, I wasn't super active in gaming Twitter like very early on during content creation, but every time I would see the name Mad Kaiser pop up, and I would always see this guy tweeting about JRPGs, like the Tales of series, that was a big one, and just a lot of JRPGs that I initially wasn't really into, like Star Ocean. I was like, what is this Star Ocean series? What is, like, I've heard of Tales of Symphonia, but what is Tales of Berseria, of Vesperia? And I would see him tweeting about all this stuff, and Mad Kaiser is a really, really passionate guy, and I'm glad that I met him on Twitter, and I'm really, really proud of him because he's also crossed that 500 subscriber milestone with an awesome Chrono Trigger review, but he's also hit 600 already, so he's smooth sailing, he's climbing the ladder. But he's done a lot of really awesome reviews, especially like I think he did a review for like the Atelier Marie game, and he did a review for Fate Samurai Remnant, and those were like review copies that he got from those respective studios. So like congrats on that. That's a huge deal. Like when it comes to like all things JRPGs, all things like even like niche JRPGs outside of the realm of like Persona, SMT, Dragon Quest, Final Fantasy, he's the guy I always want to look into. Like, especially when it comes to like Grand Blue Fantasy Relink next year. He's really excited for that. I'm very excited to see the content he makes on that game because he's just super passionate on it. So Mad Kaiser, congrats on 500, and I know you'll reach 1K in no time. So yeah, if you enjoy JRPGs, any kind of JRPGs, he's your guy. Check him out below. Cozy Feji is an awesome content creator who specializes in, I think her intros always go like video game reviews, video essays, JRPGs, and all things cozy gaming. If I didn't have the order right, I apologize. But yeah, basically all things video essays, JRPGs, cozy gaming, and she has some really awesome videos that are just super relaxing, super chill to listen to and just watch, and especially with JRPGs, because it's cool because I've always been playing games all my life, and like even though I've had some like breaks here and there, I've been playing games consistently. But one thing I have in common with Feji is the pandemic really brought us back into like full scale. Let's play some like legit RPGs, let's play some games like Xenoblade and Final Fantasy and all that. So it's cool hearing her stories of games she got into through either Let's Plays or hearing about it from friends or her family. And I think one thing we have in common is we love to talk about our video game experiences. Aside from like what we liked and didn't like about the game, how it's kind of impacted us in our like personal lives as well. So if you enjoy JRPGs, and especially if you enjoy cozy games, like I'm learning about a lot of cozy games from her as well, check out her channel below. She makes amazing content, also amazing cinematography and amazing like editing styles, just awesome stuff. Check her out below. I think she's very close to 1K as well, so get her to 1,000 subscribers. That would be awesome. So if you guys have seen some of my live streams, and especially my Mario 3D World live streams and my Game Awards live stream, you will have seen my buddy Skylinkshock. Skylinkshock is an awesome, super chill, super awesome guy, and he is all things Zelda lore, Zelda theories, and just Legend of Zelda stuff. You guys know me, Zelda's my favorite. It is my #1 favorite video game franchise. I love it so much. But this year, I needed someone just to talk about Zelda with, because after Tears of the Kingdom, there was a lot going on in the fan base, and there's a lot of people with a lot of different opinions, and Skylinkshock and I just kind of were on the same brainwave with a lot of things, and his Zelda theory videos are super underrated because you got so many people making Zelda theories, and I've noticed that with this year, like, it's tough to break into the niche of Legend of Zelda videos with Zelda theories, Zelda content, all that, but he has some amazing, awesome theories, some amazing, awesome reviews on the Zelda series, and he also does some general Nintendo stuff as well, Mario stuff, Switch 2 stuff. But yeah, check out Skylinkshock, and I'll be doing more live streams with him. It's always fun to get him on the channel to discuss Zelda or just play games with, because he's an all-around gamer. He likes all different kinds of games, but Zelda is his bread and butter, like me as well. So yeah, check him out down below. So I mildly talked about my like Xenoblade 3 theories that I did. I did them leading up to Future Redeemed, mostly leading up to Future Redeemed, and after Future Redeemed I didn't do much because there's so much happening with that game. I'm still processing a lot of it. And you know who helped me process it is a YouTube channel called Dumb Xeno. He actually popped into some of my Xenoblade Chronicles X live streams, and we started talking about like Xenoblade lore, especially relating to 3 and Future Redeemed. And then I was like, hey, I'll check out this guy's channel. And just wow, especially one video. He has this video where it's like an hour and a half long worth of like, here's all the things that we can extrapolate from Future Redeemed's lore about the Sword of the End and Ouroboros and Mobius and all that. And it makes so much sense. And he explains it in such a profound, amazing, and just really good way. So I love his content, and I'm very excited for more Xenoblade videos from him, because just A+ content, A+ Xenoblade theory content. And I know a lot of you guys like Xenoblade, so give him some love. His channel is linked in the description below. One channel in particular is Backlog Banter, and so I discovered Backlog Banter through Botox Media, who did a podcast with the Backlog Banter guy, Tucker Hazel. They have like long form, very long videos. Imagine if like every single video was like an EXP podcast video. But they have some really, really, really awesome, really cool conversations in those videos. It's Tucker Hazel and Abram Buner, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And they talk about some really awesome Nintendo, gaming, PlayStation, just all like video game related kind of things. Very interesting discussions about the state of gaming, the future of gaming, the current state of each of the big 3 companies. So whenever I just want to listen to like 2 guys rant and talk about games, I always go to Backlog Banter, so check them out down below in the description. Also, a few more JRPG content creators that I really love. Big Bruv is an awesome dude. Makes really awesome videos, a really chill guy, and really awesome taste in games. I love his videos. Chicken Fillets, really funny dude, really chill, awesome guy, and also really great taste in video games. And I hope I don't disappoint him with my Final Fantasy VII video next year, but we'll see about that. He's the biggest Final Fantasy VII fan, and I love watching his videos. Gamer Girl Mila, awesome channel. I really loved her Baten Kaitos retrospective video, and her video really got me interested in checking that game out for sure. So check out those JRPG content creators down below and show them some love. And yeah, that's basically it for this video. I just wanted to give some quick shout outs in that, and I like I said earlier, I made so many friends, I met so many people during this content creation journey, and especially this year. This year, I've noticed a lot of people have kind of just broken out of their shells and been like, hey, I'm gonna give this a shot, I'm gonna go for it. And this was the year to do it. This was a very big year for gaming and for JRPGs and just content creation in general. So to everyone who broke out of that shell and has achieved many milestones, because all of these people I mentioned in the description, whose channels are down here, who I've talked about in this video, who I've talked about in my previous 1K subscriber video, they've all like hit some very like major milestones and done some awesome things, content creation and gaming wise. So definitely support a lot of them, and I'm very happy with how a lot of your guys' videos and content has turned out, so keep it up. And yeah, 2023 is over. Next year is gonna be good. I'm like I said, JRPGs are my focus, but I'm going to like try some new things. I'll still keep the Nintendo stuff going, but there's also some other things I want to do. Like, here's a quick tease. So you guys might have seen on Twitter, I got this. It's Steam Deck, yes. It's gonna have some effect on my gaming productivity, I guess. I want to make videos with this in mind, because there's a lot of games coming out next year, which I plan to play on this. And I want to talk about my experience with how it feels like to play on this as well. Not necessarily tech reviews, but like, it's gonna lend into like how my experience was better with this game on Steam Deck. I don't know. I'll think about that. But yeah, that's another thing. But in terms of output, this year I've put out a lot of videos, I realized, and I spent a lot of time on them, and I'm very happy with the results. I really am. But next year is going to be a lot busier for me. And like I said, I really piggybacked with the fact that we got a Zelda and Xenoblade game this year. Next year, like, yeah, we got Persona, we got Final Fantasy, we got a lot of those games. We'll probably get Prime 4, we'll get Switch 2, but I don't really see growth happening as significant as it did this year, and that's not a bad thing, but I also will be focusing on a lot of other things outside of gaming, content creation, and YouTube. So content and output may not be as much as it was this year, but stick around and I'll still be making stuff and talking about stuff. But yeah, I want to give every single one of you guys who has watched, liked, commented, subscribed, and just supported in any way possible. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate it. I have more plans for next year and beyond. I don't want to spoil the surprise too much, but I'm still thinking of how I want to do some things and present some things, so we'll get to that stuff once we get there. But with that said, yeah, this is 2023 coming to a close, and depending on when this video comes out, I guess Happy New Year as well. And this is Nishquik signing off for 2023. Have a great day and great new year. I'll see you guys in the new year. Go play some great games today, like a whole bunch of games that I talked about in this video, and a whole bunch of games that came out this year. Get excited for games coming out next year. I'll see you guys in the new year. Take care, have a great day, and see you later. See ya. Hey guys, this is Nishquik. Thank you so much for watching that video, and if you enjoyed it, check out these two videos on the left, and if you aren't subscribed, why not hit that subscribe button on the way out. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day, and see you later.